Sorry, or even Destiny 1 at this point. Anything would be better than Division. So then we have, okay, so what do you do in Tier 4 once you've hit 450? Well, you get keys, and you hunt for hunters, like the hunter mask and shit. I've currently got 4. I haven't found, I'm still looking for the other ones, and there's guides and shit up now to get the other ones, but I have 4 hunter mask. And you can go into your apparel here. Okay, as you can see, I took on 4 at the same time on Tier 4, and they were hard as shit. I mean, I'm dying left, right, and center. But again, that's the issue with Division 2. As you can see, no exotics. I do have the pistol components to make the pistol, but I haven't gotten the D15 level 1 or whatever pistol, so I'm waiting to get that. But once I get that, I can craft it. But basically, that's a random drop, so I gotta wait for that shit. But as you can see, all yellow gear, right, whatever. Okay, and then obviously if we go to my cash gear, it's like 454 shit, right? Okay, so it's higher. Okay, so there are higher items that I do currently have in my fucking inventory that are not equipped, and I could equip them, and I just don't want to. But the point being is, there's nothing to do. There's nothing to do once you hit Tier 4. Now you might think, well, Joy, hitting 30 and then hitting Tier 4 is like no life in the game, or it's super hard. Actually, no, it's not. If anything's hard, it's hitting level 30. That's probably the grindy part of the game. World Tier 1 to 4 takes probably, I wouldn't say an entire day. I'd say maybe 12 hours if you're dedicated. Because all you're doing, and I'll show you this too, all you're doing is getting yellow gear from Tier 1 all the way to Tier 4, and I think at Tier 1 it starts at, like, the yellow gear you get is like 300, and then it goes to 350 in Tier 1. Tier 2, it goes from 350 to 4, and then it, it goes up by like a little, a little bit amount of points every time. So every time you clear a stronghold, it'll have a requirement. Requires gear score 325 to enter a stronghold. Okay, do it. Get your loot. Cool. Okay. Then you move to the next tier. Tier 2, get 350 gear score to get to Tier 3, and it goes all the way to 450. But basically, you can't do the final stronghold, so basically, yeah, it takes like maybe 12 hours depending on how much gear you're getting. But honestly, you want to know how to get to Tier 4 quickly from Tier 1, like the moment you hit 30, all you have to do is control points. Every time they get taken over by an enemy, so I captured this one's going to get taken over. When it gets taken over, I just go back and do it again. I get the loot in the chest. So unlike the base game from 1 to 30, when you get a control point and you loot it the one time, you can't loot it again, right? The moment you hit 30 and get invaded by the Black Tusk, you can then invade it as many times as you want and get loot over and over and over. The problem with that, though, is that gets boring very quickly. You thought Anthem strikes and strongholds were boring. Oh boy. And yeah, you can replay story missions and shit on harder difficulties. But let's see what they give. They give you jack squat. Purple, purple, purple. Purple, 2 yellows. Oh man, that's so worth my time. Not one exotic drop. Now, if challenging gave me exotic drops, I'd be more inclined to find a group, or even hard. No, they just give gold items. So basically, there's no point in replaying most of the goddamn missions in Tier 4 because they give the same drops that any fucking enemy control point give me. So why bother? And this is a problem, right? So a lot of people say, well, Division's got endgame. Yes, the endgame is here. Unfortunately, it didn't launch with the base game. It's locked. You can't touch it. And a lot of people are complaining about this on Reddit, and you get fucking guys defending people on, like, the devs and shit, like, well, if you don't like it, you should have rushed the game. And, dude, the game from 1 to 30, like, it's supposed to be an MMO, and I feel like a lot of people forgot, an MMO light, right? They're trying to copy Division 1, they're trying to copy Destiny, they're trying to compete with Anthem, even though Anthem's, failing in its own situation and technological messes and whatnot. But here's the thing. When I get gear in Anthem, it feels special and unique. Like, at least, okay, so I got the Truth of Taurus from the video I uploaded last time showing you guys how to get Masterworks, which apparently that video or something like that has encountered another boycott. But BioWare's releasing a patch where they are fixing Tier 1 Grandmaster, which I saw, and I'm happy with that. That needs to be fixed too and addressed. But there are fixes that BioWare needs to do, and good on them for doing that. However, you would think with your sequels, because Anthem's only the first game in its long line of possible sequels, Division has a sequel. It's called this game, Division 2. You would think Massive would have, I don't know, added all 5 tiers from the first. I mean, it's basically a copy and paste of the entire fucking first game map. The only difference is you have control points that now have enemy movements and have ally movements, and that's it. That's all they did. It's the same damn game, okay? There's trash littered everywhere, big empty open city. There's a few animals running around that you can shoot, and there's police and taxis everywhere. And then the only difference this time is no civilians are walking around that you can give water or soda to. And that's the only difference. It's the same fucking game. So they copied most of the assets. The only thing they forgot to bring over from Division 1 was Tier 5, which it is in the game, by the way. It's just locked until they decide to release it. Now, they want to fix bugs and glitches on State of the Game according to their stream. And I saw on Reddit people mention this. Well, the State of the Game stream, everybody was venting and raging that it's a dead game because there's no Tier 5 in the game. It is going to be a dead game because there's no Tier 5. It's not unlocked. Like, this is just sitting here staring me in the face, but I can't access it because Ubisoft and Massive are saying, yeah, you want it. You know you want it, but you can't have it. No booby touch for you. So basically, it's just sitting there, like staring you in the face and teasing. It's cock teasing you, okay? But here's the thing. This yellow gear that I've got is not the gear that I want. The gear I want is the tier gear, which is like, you know, tier gear in WoW. When you do a raid, you get your 4-piece bonus. Same for Division 1. Same for other MMO games, depending on, you know, Diablo's got tier gear. They've got like Diablo 3, right? I've got my seasonal gear in Diablo 3, which is great for my Demon Hunter. So those games got it right. That's because that's how you min and maximize your shit, right? That's how you're maximizing your character to your efficiency and what content you can do. In this game, in Division 1, they also had this as well in Tier 5 when they launched Tier 5, which was later. So the first game had been out a while, went through all its bullshit, player drop-off and everything included, and then they added the tier gear with Tier 5. And that was good for a while until they nerfed most of the goddamn tier gear to begin with. Then they added a new tier gear system like Destiny 1 did with like so they had Vault of Glass, and then they updated Vault of Glass at the end of Destiny 1 and added more, instead of letting you upgrade your old Vault of Glass gear, you basically either had to dismantle it or refarm the Vault of Glass. Like, that's pretty much what you had to do. You couldn't upgrade your old Vault of Glass gear, which pissed off a lot of people. I didn't rerun the new Vault of Glass because I had the old shit, and I was hoping I could upgrade it, but I couldn't because they wanted me to go run the new Vault of Glass, which is basically the same raid, just with updated gear. Yay! Thanks, Destiny and Bungie. Nobody likes doing that shit. The point is, the green gear in Division 1 was good. Then they added more green gear, and they did the same thing Destiny 1 did, and that also got annoying really quickly, and people leave because they get annoyed by that dumb shit. So Tier 5, Division 2, it's here. It's in the game. You can't access it. The green gear is what you want, right? You don't want several different better components of green gear. You do want better green gear, but you don't want it to become completely useless and irrelevant. You know, if you grind for it, it should be worthwhile to some extent. If it's not, then what's the fucking point in playing a grindy-ass MMO type of game? And this goes on with other games in the genre. But, again, this game's endgame technically isn't here. You can't access it. That's the point of the video, right? That's what I'm trying to say. You can't access this content until Massive and Ubisoft decide, here you go, you can play it. So apparently on Twitch during the State of the Game, people thought Tier 5 was coming this week, and people on Twitch, being Twitch viewers, and you know, that's fine. If they reach Tier 4, they've reached the end until Tier 5, and they want to do Tier 5, they're going to complain because they want to get to that end game content. And the end game content right now is gear farming at the end of Tier 5. Some might say, well, Tier 4 is end game too. No, it's not. Shut the fuck up. Because there's no tier gear sets. The tier gear sets, again, the 4-piece gear set, the 6-piece gear set, whatever, bonus will allow you to do more damage, etc. to mobs. And then you can mod it out how you want, and you're happy. Because then you've hit the end game, and that's how you play games like this. And yet, they figured it out in Division 1, kind of. And then in Division 2, they just decided to lock off the important part of the endgame forever. And at least until they're ready to release it, right? So basically, they're saying, we don't have a release date for it yet. We want to fix bugs and glitches first. That's all well and fine. Fix the bugs and glitches. But give us Tier 5 too, you fuckers. What the hell? So Yeah, pretty much. You're either farming this yellow shit, which you know is going to be replaced the moment Tier 5 comes out, for your green gear that I just mentioned and your exotic gear. Same for your weapons. And then, you know, you can either farm yellow gear or get the fuck off is pretty much what Massive's saying if you hit Tier 4. They're pretty much saying to the endgame guys, look, we know you want Tier 5. We have no release date. Okay, well, if that's the case, go back to Anthem or go back to Division 1 or Diablo 3. Go back to any of those games. Because right now, there's nothing to do. Now, yeah, you can say, Joy, you don't have an exotic weapon yet. Yeah, I could go farm those. Do I give a shit to? No, I'd rather they just drop off the ground from killing bad guys like they did in the first game. What a concept, I know. I am happy they made PvE more rewarding now, like as rewarding as the Dark Zone in the first game. And I hope in the second game they make the Dark Zone rewarding too. Just don't make one as more rewarding than the other. They need to have a counterbalance, right? A medium. Make PvE content rewarding, make the Dark Zone rewarding, and I will have no issue with that. And that's all we want, right? But clearly, if no one's running DZ, I saw on Reddit too, a lot of people like, no one's touched the DZ yet? Not a lot of people like the DZ, man. They have bad memories from the first game. And to be honest, I don't either. I like PvEing in these types of games. If you like PvP, more power to you. No problem there. But you need a medium. Both types of content need to be rewarding to sustain your player base. If you make PvP the only sole focus of your game, you leave all the PvEers are just going to quit. And they'll go back to Anthem or other games. And that's just the reality. You can say what you want about Anthem, but every time I log on there, I'm finding a group of randoms all the time. So people still play the game because they like PvE content. So there you go. There's your proof. Massive. Release World Tier 5. So people can start maximizing their shit. So I have motivation to keep playing. Because right now, there's no motivation. Now, I have thought about making a new fucking character until Massive gets off their lazy asses to unlock it, I should say. Not add it, because it's already in the game. It's just locked. It's like Destiny 1 with its DLC. You could glitch into the DLC rooms, but until Bungie decided to actually unlock it on your disc, you couldn't actually, the mobs would not spawn or anything, right? Type of shit. So it's just kind of empty. Fucking idiots. So sick of developers doing this shit. Sorry. I'm an endgame player. I want to do endgame content. And right now, Division 2's endgame content, unfortunately, is not here. Because the endgame content is the green set gear that you get, just like in the first game, that is currently locked behind World Tier 5. Okay? Okay. Mine has been Joy. Thanks for listening. That's my rant on Division 2. I do enjoy the game. Clearly. That's why I want World Tier 5, so I can keep playing it. But if you don't add it soon, and like I said, you can hit World Tier 4 really quickly. The requirements from like each tier in this game are a fucking joke, and yellows are dropping every time a control point gets attacked and then you retake it. So don't worry, you'll get to, once you hit 30 and you think, oh, grinding the World Tier 4 is challenging. Not really, it's very simple. Just keep farming the control points and you're going to get yellow drops for days. So, there you go. So now what? Well, nothing. Can't do World Tier 5. Can't do the final mission. Can't get your green pieces and you can't get exotic drops. You can get exotics, but you gotta find like keys and chests and all that collectible Assassin's Creed bullshit that nobody likes, by the way, in any Ubisoft game. Okay? Add World Tier 5. Please. Or I'm going back to Diablo 3. I'll just go play that. That's a complete game now. And I enjoy it quite a bit. I've been playing it a lot more. It's kind of fun. Or Anthem. I'll go play Anthem next week because they're doing a patch to fix some other issues I have complaints with. But that's fine. That's fine. I feel that I'm actually progressing little by little in Anthem, whereas in this game, once I hit World Tier 4, I'm stuck. Can't move. Do not pass go. Do not collect your green gear. Do not collect $200. So yes, there's a lot of content in Division 2. The endgame content, though, unfortunately, is not unlocked yet. And that is the biggest issue for your hardcore player base that they are going to get annoyed with the longer and longer you delay. Bug fixes are fine. We appreciate those. But those can also come at the same time that the endgame content should be unlocked as well. And any other reasoning or excuses behind that are bullshit. My name has been Joy. Have a good one. I'll see you guys next time.